As India was getting ready to celebrate its 78th Independence Day, this is how the streets in some of the cities look like.
Justice! 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 We want justice! We want justice! We want justice!
Angry doctors, student associations, activists, even ordinary citizens are out on the streets. The epicenter being West Bengal's Kolkata. The Indian Medical Association, which is the largest organization of medical staff in the country, has announced a nationwide strike starting today, the 17th of August. This strike, expected to be the largest in over a decade, will close most hospital departments. What is the demand? Justice for the young trainee doctor who was allegedly raped and murdered at the state-run RG Kar Medical College and Hospital, and a safer working space for women. Questions have been raised on West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and her party, the Trinamool Congress. The High Court is furious and the country is outraged as yet another brutal crime against women came to light. Hello and welcome to Simply Put. I am Shubham Chohan. Let's get started. The story begins when the semi-nude body of a 31-year-old trainee doctor was found inside the seminar hall of the RG Kar Medical College and Hospital on the 9th of August. The victim was a second-year postgraduate student of the chest medicine department there. According to a doctor at the hospital, she had dinner with her juniors at around 2 a.m. after being on duty the previous night. She then went on to the seminar room to take some rest due to a lack of a proper rest space. And that was it. The preliminary autopsy report indicated that the victim was then sexually assaulted before being murdered. The crime is believed to have taken place between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. on the 9th of August. As per the autopsy, there was bleeding from both her eyes and mouth and injuries over the face. The victim was also bleeding from her private parts. She has also injuries in her belly, left leg, neck, in her right hand, ring finger, and lips. The report goes on to add that there were multiple signs of injuries and struggle on the body. Her throat was strangled to suffocate and there were blood stains on her face. Sanjay Roy, a civic volunteer associated with the Kolkata Police, was arrested by the police on the 10th of August. He is said to be close to several officials from the South Division of Kolkata Police and was subsequently attached to the Police Welfare Board. Reportedly, Roy had access to this hospital. CCTV footage showed Roy entering the emergency building of the hospital at 4 a.m. Investigations by the Kolkata Police have revealed that Roy's mobile phone contained several quote-unquote disturbing and violent pornographic clips. In fact, Roy, known to be an alcoholic, is also accused of beating up his pregnant wife in 2022, but no complaint was registered against him at that time. He also reportedly confessed to the gruesome crime at the RJ Kar Medical College with no remorse and told the police, and I'm quoting, "If you want, you can hang me." Meanwhile, following huge protests, the principal of the RJ Kar Medical College, Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, resigned. Ghosh allegedly tried to write off the case as suicide. And here is where things start getting murky. Hours after quitting on quote-unquote moral grounds, the West Bengal government appointed him, that's Dr. Ghosh, as the principal of the Calcutta National Medical College and Hospital. But students and junior doctors sat outside the building housing the principal's office and vowed not to let him join. On the 13th of August, the Calcutta High Court sent him on leave until further orders. As protest intensified, several heartbreaking details came to light. The family of the deceased said first they got a call saying their daughter was unwell. A few minutes later, they were informed that the trainee doctor had died by suicide. Once they reached the hospital, they were made to wait for 3 hours, even as the family pleaded to show them their daughter's face. In fact, this is what one of the relatives of the victim had to say. After 3 hours, they allowed the father to go inside and see her body. He was only allowed to click a picture, which he showed us when he came outside. She had no clothes on her body. Her legs were 90 degrees apart. This cannot happen unless the pelvic girdle breaks, which means she was torn apart. Amid mounting pressure, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee issued a 7-day ultimatum to the police and said the probe would be handed over to the CBI if the case wasn't solved. The Calcutta High Court, however, was not ready to allow any further loss of time and asked the Central Bureau of Investigation to take over on Tuesday. Currently, a CBI team is in Kolkata probing this case. Meanwhile, hundreds of doctors are on the streets demanding justice for the victim. Many government hospitals in cities across India suspended all services except emergency departments earlier this week as junior doctors sat outside in protest. Things took a violent turn on the midnight of 14th August as a mob of around 150 people stormed the RJ Kar Medical College and Hospital building and vandalized portions of the facility. The mob, allegedly disguised as protesters, broke through barricades, damaged gates, and entered the premises. Inside, medical equipment, medicines, IV drips, furniture, lights, fans, everything was shattered. Stones were pelted at the police, prompting them to fire tear gas to disperse the mob. A few two-wheelers and a police vehicle was damaged too. The police, however, said that the crime scene at the hospital remains untouched. At the time of recording this video, 18 people have been arrested in connection with this incident. The Commissioner of Kolkata Police attributed this to a malicious media campaign. I'm quoting here, the motivated media campaign which was being run was extremely sad for the city. It has put Kolkata Police in a very poor light. We are always with the people of Calcutta. We will always be with the people of Calcutta. But unfortunately, this incident would not have happened if this kind of malicious campaign was not being run by the media. I'm telling you from the core of my heart and every member of my team that we have never tried to save the guilty. If the CBI can prove that me or any of my men have tried to save the guilty, we will take responsibility. But there are more questions than answers at this moment. Like the police wasn't aware at all that such an incident could take place. Or even with regard to the doctor's case, was the family not informed in time and in entirety about what happened with her? Questions have been and will be asked of Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee too, the only women Chief Minister in India at the moment and who also handles the state's Home Ministry, to whom the police reports. She took out a protest march to seek death penalty for the accused and also blamed the BJP, CPM and Congress for the vandalism. Now this is a Chief Minister, a sitting Chief Minister we are talking about, whose job is to ensure law and order in the state, to ensure women are safe on the streets. The incident has brought the spotlight back on how women's safety still remains a pain point in this country. Their safety on the streets, their safety in their workspace, everywhere. Many are even drawing parallels with the 2012 Nirbhaya case in Delhi, given the scale of the protests then and now. But the numbers still paint a grim story. As per the latest NCRB data, over 31,000 cases of rape were registered in India. Since 2012, the annual number of rapes has largely remained above 30,000, barring the COVID year of 2020, which saw a sharp fall. As per a government report, in 2018, on an average, one woman reported a rape every 15 minutes, 15 minutes across the country. If you look at crimes against women, 4,45,256 cases were registered in 2022 alone. That's equivalent to nearly 51 FIRs every hour. The Kolkata case is only a sad reminder about how seriously is the safety of women even considered in 2024. And the cries of justice are only getting louder. In fact, before we end this episode, I would like you to listen in to what Brinda RDK had to say to HW News' Sanya Patel. Thanks for watching.
To secure that safety and protection for people who work there and for patients who come there. Something like this happening inside your workspace is not only scary and dangerous, but one loses all confidence in the authorities in whom we place our trust to keep us safe.
So, how does this case reflect broader systematic issues in handling sexual violence and protecting women's right in India?
See, first and foremost, we know that the state machinery, its functionaries, and the systemic lack of infrastructure. But besides that, we also have to address the whole issue of this patriarchal, misogynistic attitude that both the state organizations and communities have against women, as if women provoke is strengthened. Otherwise, perpetrators will continue with this impunity. Time and again, various cases, we know that perpetrators have got away. While we are discussing this horrendous, gruesome case today, we need to also understand that somewhere in our country, two courts have allowed furlough to Asaram and Ram Rahim, both convicted rapists and murderers, not to go out and not to roam around. Places that must be secured with bright lights is the job of the college management and the state authorities. Streets to have extra police patrolling, or hostels and institutions having extra additional security is the responsibility of those institutions and hostels.
Stay ahead with our cutting edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.